Welcome to this week's edition of Grilling Stafford with Navasota City Manager Brad Stafford, along with the Navasota Examiner and Willie 98.7 FM.
Good morning, Navasota. How's everybody today? Looks like the audience is great today. They're all smiling out there this morning. We're glad to have you here with us, joining us. And look, today we're all here.
We are.
Yeah. Anna skipped out last week, but Kenny and I took care of that. We just didn't have the pressing questions from Anna, I guess. But glad y'all are here. To my left, I have Anna Casino with the Navasota Examiner and Kenny Graves with the voice of Willie 98.7.
Good morning.
He's real country. And, well, I'm kind of real country. But anyway, we had a contest last week, and Kenny says we have a winner of the contest.
Yes, it's from the Grilling Stafford Question of the Week. It looks like Chick-fil-A did win the sandwich fight off there. But Sherry Mars was our winner. All you have to do, and we'll ask the question at the end of this episode. You just be sure to comment your answer to the question below the video, and maybe you'll be a winner next week.
Awesome. Congratulations, Sherry.
Sherry.
Glad you're listening to Grilling Stafford, or watching, tuning in.
That's right.
We're glad you're here. Hope others are joining in now. So, you guys have questions for me?
We've got some.
All
Ready?
right.
Are you
Well,
ready?
let's go.
Let's do this. All right, Brad, the question of the week. How many COVID-19 cases do we have in Navasota?
So, hot off the press, Chief Ketkowski says 85 active cases
All right.
is the last report that we got. So, I shared with you guys a little bit earlier this morning that there was a real interesting article that came out in the Houston Chronicle Monday that talked about the metrics that are being used and how important it is that we use right numbers, and we're not really utilizing the numbers correctly. They even stated that Governor Abbott didn't have accurate numbers he was using, and all that goes back to the fact that the delays and then lump a bunch of reports to you, and it's just very difficult. So I'm hoping that brings more attention to this and helps people to understand that it's very hard for us to get accurate numbers.
Oh, it really is. Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Brad, are there plans to have more free walk-up COVID-19 test sites in Navasota?
Not that we know of. We don't plan to have any more. The response so far this week, Chief said we hadn't had a real big response this week, so right now there's not a plan. I mean, if we had to or we needed to, I'm sure we could pull that back up, but not right now.
Okay.
All right.
Brad, what does the city have to do in order to designate a health authority?
Well, that's kind of an interesting question. We're actually working on that with Grimes County right now. We have the authority already to appoint a health authority. So we would have to go through a process of finding a physician that would meet the needs and be able to perform the duties that are required. And I'm not going to go through all those duties at this point. And then, of course, coming to an agreement with that person to become our health authority. We are in that process of really thinking about that, working with Grimes County. So hopefully we'll, maybe in a few months, we'll be able to say that we have our own health authority here in Grimes County.
That would be great.
All right, we're in the heart of hurricane season. What emergency services does the city offer for high water rescues, homeowners that are displaced, customers without power for extended periods of time, things like that?
You like those multi-part questions,
yes,
don't you?
Yes, that was a
well, we do, and just so everybody knows, Hurricane Laura is really pressing down on the Texas coast right now, headed our way, and the radar is indicating that we just may catch the edge, but we have made preparations. We stay prepared for these type of emergencies, but we go a little above and beyond when we see one out in the Gulf headed our way. Our fire department, police department, they're able to help with rescues, with high water rescues. We've been doing that for years. We continue to do that. Displaced residents, we generally work with Red Cross and try to find shelter for those folks. And hopefully, I've already been in touch with Entergy on a couple of different occasions this week. Hopefully we won't have power outages, but if we do, plans are in place. They have already activated a large number of linemen to get in and make repairs all across the state. And we also have an interconnect, and this was all created back right after Hurricane Ike, when the city was without power for 5 days. Back then it was Representative Colcourse, today she's a senator, was very instrumental in assisting the city of Navasota in getting the power company to have an interconnect between Entergy and BTU up in Brazos County to help us if the lines are damaged between Beaumont and Navasota. There's a way, if there's a declaration declared, for us to have that interconnect kicked on so that power can get into us, unless there's damage between here and there.
Wow, that's great.
So, but we have talked to them. They're ready to go as long as we get that declaration that's needed. And I would assume that if we get to that point, the declaration would be there.
For sure. Well, that's great.
If not, we'll make sure that we make a few phone calls.
Right.
Okay. Brad, can you give an update on the new SCADA system and meter replacement project with Amoresco, and how has the system functioned so far?
So that project is about 99% complete. We've got just a few small items to take care of. There was a brief report given Monday night at the city council meeting. But the SCADA system is a supervisory control and data acquisition system for our utility department. And what that really is fancy wording for controls of our water system, our wastewater system. It also provides us with a lot of data so that we know if the tanks are full, if the tanks need water, if pumps are running, those type things. The meter change out, of course, was changing out all water and gas meters in the city for efficiency, to make sure they're more efficient. And we're real excited. In October, we'll roll out a citizens portal on that, and that'll give our citizens an ability to sign up on the internet, access their meter or their account, and they can see and set up certain parameters for warnings on usages and other things with their water, gas.
That's great.
It's going to be really neat. So we're planning that we roll that out publicly in October, and hope that at our meeting in September we're going to show people what that's going to look like.
That's great.
Interesting.
It is.
Brad, how can citizens sign up for text alerts or updates from the city of Navasota?
Well, there's a couple of ways they can do that. They can go to our city website, www.navasotatx.gov, and there's a place for information or what do you call it, Madison? Sign up for updates. Thanks, Madison. She's behind the scenes there. Sign up for updates, or you could call City Hall, and one of the clerks would be able to assist you in signing up for that.
Okay.
So.
That's great.
All right, so we're going to do something new this week. We're going to have a Meet the Staff feature. So today we're going to meet Susie Homeyer. Susie is city secretary for the city and has worked for the city for about 38 years.
Hi, my name is Susie Homeyer. I'm the city secretary for the city of Navasota. I've been with the city for 38 years. My favorite part of my job is putting the council packets together. I try really hard to make sure they're all perfect, that the council has all the information that they need, so there's not a whole lot of questions when we get to our council meeting. And another part of my favorite job is working with my cemetery customers. I know it's a very sad time for a lot of the families, but I like to console them and help them and get through that trying time and making sure all their needs are satisfied. One of my favorite memories working here at the city is this new city hall. I've worked in 2 different buildings here, and they've talked about it for a long time, building a new one. And I've always told my boss that one thing I wanted to see before I retired was a new city hall, and I'm so proud of this building. And another thing that I'm really proud of is the team that I work with. We're like a big family here, and we just all get along so well, and I love them all, and that's another just great accomplishment that I enjoy working here.
Awesome. Way to go, Susie. Glad you're a part of the team.
Okay.
All right, what do we got?
Let's
Anything
continue.
else?
Let's continue.
Oh,
All right, Brad.
we're not finished.
No, we're not finished.
Oh, man.
All right, Brad. In 2013, Navasota was named a Go Texan Certified Retirement Community by the Texas Department of Agriculture. What is being done to encourage retirees to move to Navasota?
So when we received that designation, the Go Texan folks put us in a database and when they advertised Texas as a place for people to move to, especially retirees, we're included in that. Information about our city is included in that. And Madison, of course, works with them to make sure that they have accurate information on our city.
Hey, Brad, what do you know about the progress of the TxDOT bridge work over the rivers on 105 West?
Breaking news. So Lupe had a meeting with TxDOT this morning, and he brought us back some really good information. He said that by the end of the year, those bridges should be up and running. So hopefully,
That is great news.
weather permitting, there's still always all those what ifs, but what ifs, hopefully by the end of the year.
All right.
Okay. Brad, with State Highway 249 work beginning in Grimes County, has Navasota seen any interest from developers on State Highway 105 or State Highway 6 or on State Highway 105 inside the city limits?
Well, first off, have y'all driven out there?
Yes.
It's pretty neat. If you get out there, right now it's kind of just a big wide dirt road with some concrete in a few places, concrete bridges going up, but it's pretty cool to go out there and see the progress that's being made. I'm not going to say that it's directly related, but we have a lot of interest in our city right now, from developers, from business people who are looking to move out this direction, to get out of the Houston market, and they also see the opportunity to move to the city of Navasota right now with some of the positive growth that we're seeing. So I'm not going to say it's directly attributed, but we do have, I think that plays a big role in what we're seeing, along with a lot of other things that are out there.
That's great.
Brad, is the city any closer on deciding about National Night Out, or is that subject to Governor Abbott's executive orders?
Well, our goal is to have National Night Out, and I'm assuming that we're going to get to do that, but with executive orders, you don't know what's going to come up out of that, but the governor is supportive of police and fire and other emergency services, so I'm assuming that he's going to be all for having a National Night Out this year.
Okay, well, that's great. Brad, how does Streets and Sanitation determine what streets qualify for the annual street improvement project? Moore Street is a pretty busy street with walkers and school traffic, but one of the worst in town. When will it be considered for repairs?
Well, so that's another multi-part question.
It is.
So the first thing is, how do we determine or prioritize streets? So several years ago, the city went through a process with an engineering firm. We rated streets in street quality on traffic, condition, and all those things. And so we have a matrix that we use to go through, and we have each street in this city ranked according to where they fall in need of maintenance. So that's how we go through that process. It's kind of a long, drawn-out process. Then on top of that, street department, especially Jose, get out there, drive these streets before we decide which streets are going to be selected, just to make sure we haven't had a change since they were evaluated. So that's how we get through that. Moore Street, Moore Street needs some work. It's probably not one of the worst in the city, but it is, it's along with a lot of other streets, it needs a lot of work. One of the things that we're working on, and this is really important, I'm going to go ahead and get that word out today. During our budget workshop this week, talking to City Council, We are going to move ahead with a capital improvement project, which will be a pretty big, pretty substantial bond, $10 million, to begin our capital improvement project first phase, which would include water and sewer, drainage, and street work. And I don't have the streets in front of me right now, but all of that work goes into one street. You do all of that work and get it out of the way, go to the next street and do it. And so we've got about a $10 million project that we're going to be working on for that. So that's pretty substantial for the city of Navasota to undertake. And I think it's important for our citizens to understand that that's coming. The way that will be paid for, and I know that would be a question for next week, so I'll just answer it this week. The way we plan to pay for that is we have a street and drainage fee that each customer pays on their utility bill today. Those funds will be utilized to make part of that payment. The other payment will come from if you notice on your utility bill, there is a CIP charge, a capital improvements charge. Today it's at $2. We are proposing a slight increase for this coming year to help start paying for that bond. But that way your tax rate's not affected by this bond. It'll just be from the user fees, and so it's pretty good deal for the citizens to get this done, and hopefully they'll see some major improvements.
Good. Okay.
The Navasota Public Library is now offering a curbside pickup service. What are the details of that service?
Yeah, Tiffany has really hit the ground running at the library. If you haven't been to our library, she is really excited and really making some things happen. One of the things that she was pushing hard when she first got here was the curbside pickup for books to help people that are maybe compromised or whatever. So I think, I'm not positive, but I think you would just call Tiffany, call the library, and order whatever books that you were looking for.
I think you can go online.
And yeah, she probably does have it online too.
I think you
Does
can
she
go
have it
online.
online, Madison?
We just ran something in the paper.
She has it online.
And that's,
So,
yes, and you
yeah.
can run something on, you can go online and order the books that you like.
yeah.
And they've got all the books
So
listed there.
it's so new, I'm not
really
very
is-
familiar with it, so I'm still learning myself.
Yeah.
So, but really encourage people, check out our city Facebook page, check out our city website, check out our library Facebook page. There'll
Read
be
the
more
Examiner,
information. Oh,
'cause
read
it's
the
in-
Examiner
'cause
or
it's
listen
in
to
there.
Kenny.
It's in there.
They'll all tell you how to do it, but we're really excited that the library has really, she's really enthused and she's really
She
making
is.
some things happen over there. And
She is.
if you haven't been by there lately, you need to stop by. The other thing that they have going on is they're digitizing all of the old archives of the Examiner,
Yep.
and that's a big process, and
It is.
and that's not costing our citizens any money. That was a grant
Right.
that we received to
Right.
do that.
Okay. Brad, will you please stress the importance of the census, the residents' responsibilities to fill that out?
I will. We really need a great response from the census, and I know that every Monday at a council meeting, the mayor wants us to raise our hands who's been counted. I looked this morning. Navasota response rate is less than 56%. We really need to get out, folks, and work hard on that. There are people that are walking the streets. Please answer your door and answer the questions. But if you don't want them coming to your door, go to the website, answer those questions. It's not very invasive. We just need a good count, a good accurate count, because it will affect funding that the city can receive. It affects a lot of the other abilities. It also can change up our districts of legislative districts. You know, you have to understand, the more count we have here, the less likelihood of us being paired up in an Austin district or something like that. So it really is important to go ahead and get those accurate counts.
Yep.
Please fill out the census.
Fill them out.
Have you two been counted?
I have.
I already have.
I think Anna made a video for the city.
Nice.
Weren't you in the video?
Connie was.
Connie was in the video. Somebody from the Examiner was
Connie
there.
was.
All right, Brad, I'm done with the grilling part, but I do have a burning question.
Oh, Bernie.
It's going to be for you, and it's also going to be for our viewers and the folks watching. They can answer and give their answer for a chance to win, and we'll draw that next week, and the city's giving something away for that.
Awesome.
But since you basically, your world is work and fishing, so it's tough to come up with a question for you. But I know you like to eat. So
I do like to eat.
at breakfast, when you can have your eggs, do you prefer fried, scrambled, boiled, poached, or some other fisherman way?
Fried over medium.
Good, Anna?
Fried, over easy.
I'm over easy, so, okay. Give us your answer and we'll be sure to pick a winner next week. How do you like
That
your
was a
eggs?
pretty easy one.
That was a good one, though.
I like that over medium and the toast and dip the toast in there.
Oh,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I'm getting hungry, man. It's
Oh,
the time of the day.
great idea. Yeah,
Breakfast, great, that's the great start to the day. I love mornings.
And breakfast for dinner is
it's the
always
best.
Oh, it's
good.
awesome.
Always the best.
Yeah, you gotta have some pancakes when you do that.
Yes, for sure.
All right.
Brad, that's all we got.
All right. That was pretty easy this week, I think. I don't know, y'all, we had a lot of audience participation this week. Thank you to the audience for the participation. And thank y'all for watching. Always glad to help you out and hope that you're getting something out of Grilling Stafford. Thanks to Kenny and Anna. We appreciate them being here. We love the partnership with our local media. Join us next week. We'll have more pressing questions, I'm sure.
That's right.
Absolutely.
All
See you
right.
next week.
Thank y'all.
Y'all have a good day.